So today's topic is bonding. There are total like many types of bonding, but basic three types of bonding is one is ionic bonding, another is covalent bonding, and third one is metallic bonding. Okay. Ionic bonding, covalent bonding, and metallic bonding. These are three major types of bonding. Now, what is the features of ionic bonding and covalent bonding? So let us understand first the features of ionic bonding and covalent bonding. Ionic bonding is nothing but it is between a metal and a non-metal. So ionic bonding is between a metal and a non-metal. To be precise, it is between a cation which is a positive ion, and anion, which is a negative ion. It is between a cation and an anion. What is the speciality of ionic bonding? In ionic bonding, there is a strong force of attraction, between the oppositely strong force of attraction between oppositely charged ions. Because there is one positive ion, there is one negative ion, so definitely they both will attract each other. So that oppositely charged ions has a very strong force of attraction between them. So comparatively, ionic bond is the strongest of all the bonds. Like ionic bond is strongest, then covalent bond, as well as compared to metallic bonding. So it has, since there is a strong force of attraction between the oppositely charged ions, it has a high melting point, a high melting and boiling point. Then ionic compounds, a simple example, your sodium chloride. Now sodium chloride, the salt which we eat, it's an ionic compound. When you add it in water, you will see that yes, it is dissolved in water. So ionic compounds are generally water soluble. They do dissolve in water. They are water soluble. Also salt water. So ionic compounds, when they dissolve in water, they separate into ions, they dissociate. And these ions are responsible for conducting electricity. So they conduct electricity. That's the next point. Conduct electricity in molten. Molten means fused, melted. Fused or melted form. So they conduct electricity in fused or melted form, or in aqueous solution. In aqueous solution. So ionic bonding, they conduct electricity in molten form or in aqueous solution. Okay. Note point, it will not conduct electricity in solid state. Note, will not conduct electricity, in solid state. Why will not conduct electricity in solid state? Because there is no formation of ions. There is no formation of ions. So ionic bonding is something like how this positive ion and negative ion are formed. So the the metal which is there will tend to lose electrons, and the non-metal which will is the one which will gain electron. So basically there is transfer of electrons which is taking place. So ionic bonding is something where there is transfer of electrons. So there is transfer of electrons from metal to non-metal. So ionic bonding is something where there is give and take of electrons which is taking place. So this is all about the characteristics of ionic bonding. Let us discuss the characteristics of covalent bonding. Let us discuss the characteristic of covalent bonding. Covalent bonding. Now, ionic bonding is between metal and non-metal. So covalent bonding is between non-metals only. It is between non-metals only. There is no metal involved in ionic bonding. In covalent bonding, there is sharing of electrons. There is sharing of electrons between the atoms. In covalent bonding, there is sharing of electrons between the atoms. They have relatively low melting and boiling point. They have relatively low melting and boiling point. Why? Because there is a weak intermolecular force of attraction. There is a weak intermolecular force of attraction. So covalent bonding, comparatively low melting and boiling point. Why? Because there is a weak intermolecular force of attraction between the molecules. So that's why it becomes easy, or you can say less amount of energy is required to break the bonds. Covalent bonds are not water soluble. They are water insoluble. They are water insoluble. Okay. Also, they are poor conductor. They are poor conductor of electricity. They are poor conductor of electricity. Why? They cannot conduct electricity because there is no formation of ions. So they are poor conductor of electricity. So non-metals is sharing of electrons. Ionic bonding is complete transfer of electrons. And metallic bonding is something which is present only in metals, and that we will be doing it later on, not now. Ionic bonding and covalent bonding was ionic bonding and covalent bonding is something where it's kind of, you can say, a distinguishing character. Hello, Veer. Good morning. So yes, once we have understood that what are the characteristics of ionic bonding and covalent bonding, let us move ahead for drawing how to draw the ionic bonding, because that is what they generally ask in paper 4, structured paper, for 2 marks or 3 marks. Sometime, yeah, generally for 3 marks, it can be a covalent structure, or it can be an ionic bonding or ionic compound structure. So that's our next topic, subtopic, which is drawing of ionic compound. Yes, Arpita.
How about the characteristics of metallic bonding?
That we are going to do it when we finish this too, because metallic bonding is a different thing. So that we will be doing it on Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay, so we will be discussing, but not today because as I told that it's a separate domain. So we will be discussing that on Tuesday. Okay. Okay, so drawing of ionic bonding. Now, let's say, suppose I want to draw the structure for the first one, which is lithium chloride. Now, over here, very important is we should know that how to read the periodic table. So now we are well versed. We are ace in reading the periodic table. So we know that lithium belongs to group 1. So lithium valency is +1 and chlorine valency is -1. So the first thing is to write the formula of the given compound. So the formula of given compound is LiCl. Then looking at the compound, okay, looking at the compound, how many atoms of each element is there? Now talking about lithium. Now Li, whose atomic number Z is equal to 3. So my second thing what I have to do after writing the formula is to write the electronic configuration. So 2, 1, and chlorine Z is equal to 17, which is 2, 8, 7. Everybody will pay attention, check properly how am I writing, because as I said that drawing the ionic compound, it can be a 2 or 3 mark question. So first just write the formula by which you can get an idea that how many atoms of each element is there. Secondly, you have to write the electronic configuration. Now lithium, which is 2, 1. So we have to just focus on the outermost electrons. Okay, we have to focus only on the outer shell electrons. So lithium, it has only 1 electron in the outer shell. Plus, when I talk about chlorine, it has 7. Now over here, another important thing is use different notations. Use different notations means if one for one, if you are using a dot, for another element, use cross, because it has to be a different symbols. So 7 electrons of chlorine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 electrons in the outer shell of chlorine. To save time, generally I prefer crosses for the more number of electrons, because if I put dots, 7 dots, it will take comparatively less, more time. So I generally prefer crosses where the outermost electrons are more. Now, lithium is a metal, so metal have a tendency to lose electron and non-metal have a tendency to gain electrons. So there is a transfer of electrons, which is transfer of electrons. So lithium has now given 1 electron. So if it has lost 1 electron, so it will become a +1 charge. If it has lost 1 electron, so it will become +1 charge. And Cl 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 -1, because chlorine atom has gained 1 electron and it has become Cl minus. Now lithium, it has lost 1 electron. So what will be the electronic configuration of Li plus? It will be only 2. And where Cl, whose original electronic configuration was 287, it has gained 1 electron. So now its electronic configuration becomes 2, 8, 8. So I want you guys to copy this lithium chloride structure. In the next slide, we are going to do 2 more questions, which will give you a better idea again that how to draw ionic compounds. So please draw the structures carefully. Okay, so the second example let's take sodium oxide. Now from the periodic table, sodium valency is +1 because it is in group 1. Oxide is in group 16, which is -2. So what will be the formula for sodium oxide? What will be the formula for sodium oxide?
Na2O.
Yes, very good. It will be Na2O. So first thing is, as I told you, that we have to write the formula. Then the second thing is to write the electronic configuration. So sodium, Z is equal to 11. So what will be electronic configuration? What will be the electronic configuration?
1 because it's in the first group.
It is in the first group. So electronic configuration, so it will be 2, 8, 1, right? And oxygen, which is Z is equal to 8, 2, 6. Now, how many atoms of sodium are there in the formula? How many atoms of sodium? 2 atoms of sodium. So I'm going to write 2 atoms of sodium because it is Na2O. Now each sodium atom has how many outermost electrons? Each sodium atom has how many outer shell electrons? Yes. How many outer shell electrons each sodium is having, Samuel? Yes, Samuel, can you tell me how many sodium atoms will have?
1, sir. I mean, 1, yes.
Yeah, so 1, okay, plus oxygen. Advaita, how many outermost electrons for oxygen?
6.
Yes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Valency of oxygen is 2, which means oxygen requires 2 electrons. So 1 electron will be transferred from this sodium and 1 electron will be transferred for this sodium. You have to show the arrows, okay? You have to show the arrows. Now, sodium lost 1 electron, so that is why it gets +1 charge. Oxygen, on the other hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many electrons oxygen gained? How many electrons oxygen gained? 2. So it will be -2.
Yes, Miss, minus
Minus
2.
2. And. How many sodium atoms are there? There are 2 sodium atoms. So I'm going to put that 2 over here. The 2 which is as a subscript. Okay, this 2 is for number of atoms. And this +1 and -2, the charge which is at the superscript, is dependent on how many electrons are transferred. So if there is a loss of electron, then the superscript will be a positive charge. And if it's a gain of electrons, then superscript will be a negative charge. So this is my overall ionic bonding or ionic compound of sodium oxide. And let us also study one more example so you guys can copy both the examples together. Okay, now third example, which I'm going to draw it over here, is beryllium fluoride. Now beryllium is in group 2, so +2. Fluoride is in group 17, so -1. So the formula is BeF2. Beryllium atomic number is 4, so electronic configuration is 2, 2. Fluorine atomic number Z is equal to 17, so 2, 8, sorry, it is 9, my bad. So 2, 7. How many beryllium atoms are there? There is only 1 beryllium atom. Okay, so 1 beryllium atom which has 2 electrons in outer shell. Plus, how many fluorine atoms are there? There are 2 fluorine atoms. So 1 here and 1 here. Each fluorine atom has 7 electrons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another fluorine atom also has 7 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, the beryllium needs to give 2 electrons because its valency is 2, but fluorine requires only 1 electron. So this 1 electron will be transferred to this fluorine, and over here 1 electron will be transferred to this fluorine. And what will be charge on beryllium? What will be charge on beryllium? How many electrons the beryllium lost? So the charge will
Necessarily
be
+2.
yes, 2 plus, and fluorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minus 1. But how many fluorine atoms are there? How many fluorine atoms are there? 2. Okay. So please copy this. Please copy this. Okay. Yes. So Aman, yours also the same thing. After bracket, like once you have already transferred the electron, you're not supposed to show the plus sign. So let us discuss this. Calcium. Now calcium, Samuel, you can look over here, and then the homework questions, you can do it and then send it to me. Make sure that everybody is doing the homework questions. Okay, now calcium, which is 2, 8, 8, 2, and oxygen, which is 2, 6. Calcium is +2, oxygen is -2. So cross multiply. Formula is CaO, which means we know that there is only 1 atom of calcium and 1 atom of oxygen. So calcium having 2 electrons plus oxygen having 6 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But yes, there is only 1 and 1 atom. Transfer of electron, 2 electrons from calcium are going to transfer, and calcium is then going to have bracket 2 plus. Now there will be no plus sign. Once the bond is formed, no plus sign. And oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with 2 minus. No plus sign over here. This is wrong. Okay. And to write the ionic electronic configuration of calcium 2 plus, since 2 electrons are lost, so it will be 2, 8, 8, and over here 2 electrons are gained, so this becomes 2, 8. So this is my overall final diagram of how to draw ionic compound. Is this very clear? Samuel, now is it clear?
Yeah, miss.
Okay. Everybody, please make sure that you are doing the homework questions. Okay. And you're going to send it to me through email or on WhatsApp. Anything is fine. I'm writing my email ID for those who don't have. Okay. So you can send me the PDF on email, or you can simply WhatsApp me, but WhatsApp as a PDF file. Okay. Don't send just images. Okay. Please do these 7 questions for ionic compound. That will help you to, revise the concept, and it will be more clear as you will draw more 7 compounds. So now let us go for drawing of covalent compounds. Okay, now everybody will pay attention. Drawing of covalent compounds. Now, what was the peculiarity of ionic compound? That there was transfer of electrons, that from metal to non-metal there was transfer of electrons. Now from covalent compounds, for covalent compound, there is sharing of electrons. Okay, there is sharing of electrons between atoms. Also, one tip I will give you. Number of valency is equal to number of covalent bonds. Number of valency is equal to number of covalent bond. Now, what do I mean by this? Let us do first molecule, hydrogen. Now, hydrogen is H2 because it's a diatomic molecule. Each hydrogen has one electron. So electronic configuration of hydrogen is also 1. So now hydrogen has one electron in the outer shell. Okay. Another hydrogen is also having one electron in the outer shell. Both of them are sharing their electrons. Both of them are sharing their electrons. They are not transferring. They are sharing their electrons. So can I say that valency of hydrogen is 1? So there will be only one single covalent bond. Also remember that there will be mutual sharing. If one hydrogen is giving one electron, other hydrogen will also give one electron, or other element will also give one electron. It can't be one atom is giving more electrons. It is always give and take, but equal give and take. Let us do the second one. Let's take second one example. Let's do chlorine molecule. Cl2. Chlorine, Z is equal to 17. So 2, 8, 7. What is valency of chlorine over here? What is valency of chlorine? 1, right? Because it will require one electron. Valence of chlorine is 1. So what you can also do is just draw structure like this. Chlorine, one bond with chlorine. Draw the bonding structure first, chlorine bonded with chlorine, and then when you have to draw the dot and cross structure. Okay, so these are basically the dot cross structure. Now when you have to simply draw the structure, so I know that there is only one bond between chlorine, so there will be 2 electrons. Okay, so from each chlorine, one electron is shared. Now, out of 7 electrons, if 1 electron is shared, how many electrons are still left? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 electrons which are not participating in bonding. So each chlorine atom will have 6 non-bonding electrons. Okay, let us do another question. Let us do third one. Oxygen molecule. O2. Okay, oxygen molecule O2. Oxygen Z is equal to 8. What is electronic configuration? What is electronic configuration for oxygen?
2, 6.
Yes,
2, 6.
2, 6. And what is the valency? What is the valency?
2.
Yes, valency is 2. So if valency is 2, the number of covalent bonds, how many will be there? 2. So
2
O,
means you'll draw
yes.
O, double line, and then O.
Yes, so it's a double covalent bond. Now, double covalent bond means what? One oxygen is sharing 2 electrons and another oxygen is also sharing 2 electrons. So from both the oxygens, two electrons are shared. So in that common thing, that's kind of a common, this thing is common. So in the common total, how many electrons will be there? Can I say 4? Because each bond, a line will have 2 electrons. So over here, what I am going to do? Oxygen, since it's a double covalent bond, this oxygen will share 2 electrons, this oxygen will share 2 electrons. Okay, now out of 6, is if 2 electrons are shared, how many more electrons are left with oxygen? If 2 electrons are shared, how many more electrons? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Over here also 4. So this is how there is oxygen, double bond oxygen. Let us do one more example. Fourth one, let us do nitrogen. Okay. N2. Now nitrogen Z is equal to 7, which is 2, 5. So what is valency of nitrogen? 3. So if valency of nitrogen is 3, which means nitrogen will make 3 bonds with another nitrogen. So what I'm going to do, nitrogen how many electrons will be there in middle? How many electrons will be there in middle? Guess in this part, how many electrons will be there?
6, miss.
Yes, very good. Because each nitrogen is going to share 3 electrons and remaining will be 2. So that is how nitrogen bonds 3 electrons with another nitrogen. Please copy down this. Copy down this. Let us go to the next 1/5 one. Suppose I want to make hydrogen fluoride as my covalent compound. Hydrogen fluoride is HF. H, Z is equal to 1. Fluorine, Z is equal to 9. So this is 2, 7. And this is only 1. We know that valency of hydrogen is 1 and also of fluorine is 1. So between them, there is only one bond, HF. So H, F. Since there is only one bond, so one will be dot and one will be cross. From fluorine, if one electron is shared, how many more electrons are left? 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hydrogen, the only single element, the only single electron which was there, it is already shared. So no more electrons are left. Let us do next question. Water. H2O. Hydrogen Z is equal to 1. Oxygen Z is equal to 8, 2, 6. Valency of hydrogen is 1 and valency of oxygen is 2. Which means oxygen will make 2 bonds. Oxygen will make 2 bonds and hydrogen will make only 1 bond. How many hydrogen atoms are there? 2. And how many oxygen atoms is there? 1. So I know that the structure will be like this. Oxygen in the center. Hydrogen will make 1 bond and this hydrogen will make 1 bond. So over here, if you look at the structure properly, oxygen had made 2 covalent bonds. One with this hydrogen, one with this hydrogen. So it is not necessary that oxygen always will make double bond. No, that depends on to which atom it is combining. Oxygen has to make overall 2 bonds. So one bond it is making with this hydrogen, another bond it is making with this hydrogen. So I know that how my structure should look like. Hydrogen on the left, oxygen at the center, and one more hydrogen on the right. Since there is a single bond, okay, there is only one bond. So 1 dot, 1 cross, 1 cross, 1 dot. So I'm showing this dot as electrons of hydrogen and cross are electrons of oxygen. Let me write this properly. Now, out of 6 electrons, oxygen has involved 2 electrons, means 2 electrons are shared. So there will be more 4 electrons left. There will be more 4 electrons left. Now, I'm going to give you homework question even for covalent bonding. Homework question. Methane CH4, hydrogen chloride, HCl, third one ammonia, which is NH3, fourth one carbon dioxide, CO2, and fifth one hydrogen sulfide, which is H2S. So I will be sending you the notes, so you will have a reference of the structures, how to draw the covalent bonding, and also I will be sharing the recording, so you can go over once again that how we are drawing the structures, and please draw the structures for practice. And as I told you, you can send it to me either on my email ID, or you can WhatsApp me directly on personal WhatsApp me, and so I will check. Try to do this before Tuesday, okay? Because on Tuesday we are directly going to start with another set of covalent compound, that is covalent bonding, which is giant covalent bonding and metallic bonding. So that will be end of the chapter. And next week, Sunday, is going to be your test, and I will put all the details of the test in the WhatsApp group, so you can just have a look that it will be for how many marks and how the pattern of the test will be. Okay, guys, so with this, we will end the session for today. Thank you very much. See you on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Till then, bye-bye. Take care. See you.
Yeah,
Yes, just confirm.